Hello, I'm Ajaya Hobart. I'm the host of the Flying Falcon, where we highlight a student athlete here at 𝙏𝙝𝙚 Academy who exemplifies the leadership model on and off of the playing field. This week with me, I have senior and captain of our boys varsity cross country team and 14-year attendee here at 𝙏𝙝𝙚 Academy, Christian Scholz.
Howdy, guys.
Thank you for stopping by today, Christian.
Thank you for having me.
So my first question for you is really, when did you start running competitively?
So I really started running competitively in 6th grade, although I started in 5th grade. I was a prospect by the high school team when cross country wasn't even a thing. So I was there for the onset of high school cross country. And then I started competing competitively in 6th grade. So the
On our
year
middle
later.
school team,
Yep,
correct?
middle school team.
You got it. So my question is, a lot of people look at running, anyone who's not a part of cross country looks at running as kind of like a dreadful and painful thing. So what joy and happiness do you really find when it comes to running, either outside of cross country practice and also when it does come to running competitively with our cross country teams?
So there's two things for me, well, three. The first thing would be the challenge of competing against other people. I think it's fun in that aspect.
Uh-huh.
It's also challenging for yourself. So a lot of people don't like it because it's a challenge for them. And I liked it because it was a challenge for me. So I
sure.
kind of embraced that opportunity to push myself and see where my limits were and see if I could, push those boundaries and be a better
Sure.
runner. And the third would be the community aspect. Since it's something that's hard to do, a lot of people get really close,
Uh-huh.
and it's really easy to connect with somebody who goes through something that hard every single day with you.
For sure.
So I like the team aspect of it as well.
Awesome. Also, I would just ask, a lot of people look at cross country and say that when it comes to running, especially competitively, it's a mental game.
Hmm.
Would you agree to that, and why?
So it's mental because unless you're injured, there's really no reason to stop. You only really stop when you decide to stop. So you might slow down a lot, but as long as you don't stop, you're okay. You can progress off of that. But it's really easy to quit because it's easy to just stop your legs.
For
It's all
sure.
it's all mental. It's really all mental.
Got you. So a sport like cross country, you were just talking about like the team aspect. A lot
Hmm.
of people look at cross country and see, okay, you're the one running. Again, you're the one who can tell yourself run faster, run slower, stop, keep going, keep pushing up in the mindset. But really, cross country also does have a team aspect when it comes to scoring, but then also, like you just talked about, when it comes to the community portion. Um, can you explain a little bit about the team aspect and the team scoring of cross country for those people who don't really understand how cross country actually is a team sport in some way?
So if I were to get third place, I would score 3 points. And
Hmm.
cross country is like golf, where you want the lowest points as possible. And your top seven scorers,
Hmm.
top seven runners, the fastest ones, they will score for your team. So even if I came in first, someone else came in second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, if our seventh runner got 100th place, we probably still lose. We probably still come in last place. So you really need to push your team as well and bring the entire team up with you, because if
Gotcha.
one person falls short, then the entire team suffers. So it really is a team sport. You're definitely relying on other people to score for your team, even if you do everything that you can. So
Gotcha.
that's where leadership really comes into play, because you need to be able to, guide your teammates in a positive direction,
Uh-huh.
because they need to be on a positive trajectory, or else
For sure.
they're going to fall behind.
Exactly. And speaking about that leadership, when what it would really say, since you have been running cross country since sixth grade, what what is one of the biggest challenges when it comes to either that you've had to face or just comes on a daily occurrence when it comes to the sport of cross country? What is that biggest challenge and how do you overcome it?
Consistency. So there's volume involved in cross country, and
Hmm.
volume's the foundation, and it's the basis of your progression and your
Uh-huh.
positive trajectory. So if you were to run really hard on Monday and then you take a 6-day break and then run really hard the next Monday,
Hmm.
you're really not putting in as much work as somebody who runs moderately hard every single day. So consistency and having the will, and the way to get up and want to run, or even run when you don't want to run. Just run every single day and slowly improve that way.
Hmm.
I feel like that's the hardest challenge. The temptation to not run because you don't feel well or you have a lot of work to do.
Again, that mental aspect comes in
Hmm.
there.
It's mental on and off the the
For
cross
sure.
country course.
For
So
sure.
that's my
So,
biggest
like
challenge.
mentioned in the beginning of our interview, you're a 14-year attendee here at Christelle,
Mhm.
one of the four lifers, as we call them. So, you've been in and out through our athletic program from the beginning. What is your favorite part about Christelle Athletics program?
My favorite part about Gerstyle Athletics program, it's the things, well, for cross country, it's the
Mhm.
things that the coaches mold into the practices. So after you do the workout, you don't just go home. We'll have a sit down and we'll talk about things that runners don't do or things that good leaders don't do,
Mhm.
and they'll draw a connection to running. So I can apply a lot of what I've learned through my cross country practices
Mhm.
outside of the cross country course and outside of the team as well, because it's really helped me. Um, like you said, and like I've said, the mental challenge that comes
Yeah,
with cross country has really helped me in other aspects of my life. And Gerstel really helps to help us realize that.
for sure. So, that's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Like I said, guys, this week's Flying Falcon senior captain of our boys varsity cross country team, Christian Scholz.